Good afternoon, everybody. Russ of the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. Happy Thursday, my friends. This morning I did a little video about those players who are unappreciated by West Ham. My top 10 Premier League West Ham unappreciated players. Whatever. Go back and check it out. Some really nice comments. Yeah, I mean, good shouts for people like Lucas Neal and stuff I didn't include, but go back and check that out. But it is the world famous Hammers Headlines in association with the 𝗠𝗢𝗬𝗘𝗦 boys. 3 stories to talk about, all transfer related, he says. Yes, all transfer related, some ins, some outs. Let's start with an out. So one player who has been very much and very abruptly put onto the sidelines has been James Ward-Prowse, who hasn't appeared in any of the squads, let alone had any minutes under Nuno Espirito Santo, which sort of follows the MO of when Nez was in charge of Nottingham Forest and obviously brought in, James Ward-Prowse was brought in, and he was used a little bit and then put onto the sidelines. Graham Potter brought him back, and obviously with Nuno taking over at the London Stadium, it was pretty clear that JWP's days were numbered. Now, according to reports, he is likely to be leaving in January, with a couple of clubs interested in him. Southampton have shown interest, which may change or not based on Will Steele's obviously being sacked from Southampton, so that's changed all those plans around, and they apparently were/are prepared to take him back. However, another name has entered the fray, and that is an old friend, Mr. Moyes. David Moyes has shown interest in possibly taking JWP to Everton. Now, obviously, Moyes was proverbially linked to Thomas Souček. However, it does seem that Thomas is very much part of Nuno's plans, albeit within the squad setup. But JWP would be someone that Moyes would be interested in bringing to Everton. So don't be surprised to see that. According to XWHU employee, in terms of other midfielders, it's likely Quiero Rodriguez gets given the green light to leave, which is also likely to be the case for Andy Irvine. So there could be a real seismic change in terms of our midfielders as a squad, with the likes of JWP potentially leading Quiero and Andy Irvine as 3. In terms of who's coming in, now clearly striker we know is a priority. We've spoken this week already about Nicholas Füllkrug potentially leaving based on us getting in replacement. And according to several reports, West Ham have identified a replacement, and that being Coventry striker Haji Wright. Now, he's 27. He's been in great form for Coventry this season. 9 goals and 16 appearances across all competitions, as Fat Frank's side reached the top of the championship after 15 games. And he is, according to XWHU employee, being looked at as an option. He has impressed the East London club's recruitment staff, but it has been difficult, and it will be difficult to prime away from the CBS arena, with obviously Coventry fighting for promotion to the Premier League. It's unsaid West Ham are eager to obviously sign a new striker who's already based in England and has a proven record in front of goal, rather than necessarily going and buying a foreign striker, or a player who plays in the foreign leagues. Now, obviously, we spoke about Frankie Lino yesterday evening, talking about the Paqueta deals, potential offer for Lucas Paqueta from the Saudi Pro League. I think a caveat to that would be someone like Ivan Toney, who, although isn't currently based in England, has played the majority of his career in England. And I still think there will be some sort of move for him personally. He just seems to tick a lot of boxes, but he ticks a lot of other boxes in the Premier League. And whether, and that's why I think it's really important we get some decent results in the lead up to Christmas, because then come January, it's easier to sell. In terms of West Ham these players going to West Ham, than necessarily if we're still languishing in the relegation battles, because then you've got conversations about relegation clauses, or I've seen them want more money to come and play at West Ham. So let's see. I think Wright is a really interesting player. He's very much in his peak form. He goes into a World Cup year as well. He's a US international player, so maybe playing in the Premier League would benefit him, although he's very much in the USA's plans already. We have been linked as well with John Sargent, the Norwich City striker. I'd probably have Wright over Sargent, in all honesty. But I think it's going to be fascinating to see what we do. There's no doubt strikers are priority. We mentioned yesterday how the fact was, because we are languishing in the relegation zones at the moment, a couple of deals, according to reports, have been scuppered because of that at the initial stage. So let's see. Let's see what happens. I've still got a feeling that 𝗖𝗢𝗘𝗧𝗏 stuff will come out a lot more. I just think it will. And lastly, what about fullback options? According to reports, West Ham, amongst other clubs, including Everton and Fulham, are keen on keeping tabs on 𝗟𝗘𝗪𝗟𝗪𝗘𝗧 game time leading up to the January transfer window. He's become a major talking point. He's been left out of the England squad for Thomas Tuchel's games. He suggested that the fullback needs to be playing more regularly to stay in contention. Following those comments, Lewis Skelly's future now looks a little bit uncertain, and he could end up pushing for a move in January, not a permanent move, but a loan deal, with us, Fulham and Everton all keen on the signature and keeping tabs on the situation. He's been part of the Arsenal youth setup since he was a kid, and came through the ranks at some pace and got promoted to the first team in the summer 2024, enjoying a breakthrough season last time out. He made 39 appearances and even contributed 3 goals and broke into the England national side. However, things haven't been so rosy this season, as Calafiori's red hot form has kept Lewis Skelly on the bench for the majority of the occasions, and therefore elsewhere, Tuchel's looking elsewhere for his fullback options. What could be useful is, obviously, come January, the AFCONs are there, and we lose both our first choice fullbacks, with a question mark over when Ollie Scars will return back from his collarbone surgery. It's believed to be late December, but obviously that's a bit squeaky bum time. Bringing in someone like Lewis Skelly on loan would be useful for him in terms of his England prospects, because no doubt he would command almost a starting berth. However, with returning Diouf after the AFCONs, that would be a really interesting battle. So the chances are we probably wouldn't get him, in all honesty, because Diouf is so much out there. I think Everton need a left back more than we do, I think, to be fair. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him moving to Merseyside. I would say Goodison Park, but it's not Goodison Park anymore, is it? And that's it, my friends. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Don't forget to check out thesaremybrain.com for the latest news, reviews, and opinions. Don't forget to check out the West Ham Network for the latest news, and give it a hype if you've got any spare hypes. If not, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, and I will see you soon. Don't forget, if you want to go back and re-watch yesterday, we had Old School Hammers on by Gene Kieran. Great show, so go back and check that out. And until next time, my friends, peace out, mofos. Bye-bye.